Right, hello everyone. So we're here today with Carlos from DModelkits. A few of you may know him from his phenomenal Ford Sierra kit. They released. How long ago was that now, Carlos? About 6 months ago.
Yes, more or less
Yeah,
six
about
months
6 months
was.
ago. Obviously, seen my build of it, Jamie's build. Loads of people have built it, and just a great successful kit. Absolutely brilliant. And highly anticipated future releases coming out, which I'm sure Jamie's probably going to ask about in his interview. So, standard interview, Jamie's in charge. I'm going to hand you over to Jamie. I'll put both the guys on screen. We've got a couple of questions from some of the viewers as well. And obviously, if myself and Joe have got some, we'll add them at the end. All right.
All right. Hi, Carlos, and thank you for coming in, agreeing to do the interview with us. We've got a good few questions for you, all modelling related. So, yeah, the first one is, how and when did you get involved in modelling?
Well, I'm a modeler too, so I started when I was 14 years old, my first model kit, and then the passion grew up beside my life. And after the in the pandemic,
Yeah.
because my business was other area, so and that area stopped. I'm working in managing of music artists, so that area stopped completely, and I have to do something else. So the modeling was there, my passion was there. I already had visit 4 years before some factories in China, some brands, some new brands in Macau. So to see how the business is going. So the idea was there, and the pandemic gave me the opportunity to make this dream happen.
That's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously good things, did come out of it. I think we all learnt a lot about ourselves. And yeah, I mean, the other question is, when you get time at the bench, Carlos, what do you prefer what do you prefer to build the most? What sort of genre? Is it just cars or?
Yes, I start. My first model was an helicopter, uh, one Apache. So, but and then some planes. But I went very quick to cars,
Yeah.
and especially rally cars. Is my
That's
passion is rally. I love rally. So I think for me, model is now in these days a business, of course, but
yeah.
it ends at the end is a passion, and I see this business as a passion.
Yeah.
That's why we are producing rally cars that I think modelers want to build.
Yeah.
And at the end result is all about passion.
Yeah.
And all my collection is rally cars. The most I have here some Formula Ones, some planes, but I never build it. They are in the stash.
Yeah, I think we've all got a few kits in the stash that we sort of thought was a good idea at the time and never got round to. Mm-hmm. So, sort of as we know, then you started D model kits. Have you struggled getting licensing with certain companies, or have they been happy to work with you?
Well, license is the first step of the process, and it's always the most difficult part of this. And for a guy that is starting, of course, knocking on the right door was not easy at the beginning. So, and we learned a lot with the licensing of the Ford. Ford was opened his doors and was very, very, very nice with us. Explains all the process. So at the end went very well with Ford. Toyota was a bit more difficult, but we already have the experience that what we do with Ford, and it helps to solve this question. But licenses is the most difficult part of the process. And first you have to know where is the right door to knock.
Is there sort of quite a few sort of hurdles to cross then in that, in the
Sorry.
process? Is there quite a few sort of steps to take in the process of like
Yes,
license and
yes.
Yeah.
They is their brand, so that we are representing. So they want some guarantees that we're
Yeah.
gonna produce quality product. They want to see what we're gonna produce. So yes, it's some steps that we have to take before
Yeah.
get the license.
Okay. And how do you sort of obtain your information? Like the dimensions and of the subject that you're planning on building. Like, do you use like 3D scanning or anything like
Yes,
that?
yes. These days, the 3D help us a lot, and
Yeah.
helps give us the right dimensions of the models. So of course, we in the Sierras, the first step after license was found one car
Yeah.
to scan, and for I don't know, we have some luck, and we found the actually car that runs in Monte
Yes.
Carlo with Delacour was in the
Yeah.
hands of a private collector,
Yes.
and we found it, and he let us do the scan in his garage. So we
Oh,
at the end
fantastic.
was very very good because we have the right car to do the scan. Because sometimes rally cars have some difference between them, and
Yes. Yeah.
we have the luck to find the right car that we want.
Well, that's
And
absolutely
in the Toyota car was very difficult too, because who knows the history of the car that was banned from the World Rally Championship. Toyota
Yes.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
banned.
Yeah.
So for the Japanese, they have a question of honor, and they don't like to talk about this car very much. They don't like this. If you notice, this Celica was the only car that is not in the museum of Toyota.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't have it here. So we found one to scan
Yeah.
in Yarimati Latvala Museum.
Oh, wow.
And when we go there to make the scan.
Oh, that's
So the to see the project, the dimensions of the cars these days are very very accurate, because the 3D is very 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 accurate, and we can get the real dimensions of the car and all the details from the car.
that
So
is
it helps us a lot, the 3D scan.
It's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. And a question that we've had in as well is starting any kind of business as a daunting prospect at the best of times, more so when there's a global pandemic and subsequent cost of living crisis to deal with too. What difficulties have you experienced trying to get your company up and running during these challenging times and in such a competitive marketplace?
Well, like I told before, pandemic was an opportunity for us. Was not a problem. When we face some problems in life, we have to face it like was an opportunity to change, to improve, and to do better. Of course, we don't. We have the experience of being modelers.
Yes.
So, like I told, I put the passion on this business, and of course, I already knew some factories. I already knew some brands that I visit in one trip to Asia.
Yeah.
So, and I don't see uh, the other brands as competitors. They are for me they are partners, because
Yeah.
we don't do the same product. We do the
Yeah.
Sierra,
Yeah.
so no other brand have the Sierra.
Yeah.
When they launch another car, it's okay. It's not a problem for us, and we see it as good to move the market, because one thing that I'm watching in this market and going to some exhibitions and is that we need to attract young people to the,
Yes.
to the,
Yeah.
to this hobby, because if we don't attract young people, soon this will stop. And
Yes. Yeah.
and I see it for my kids. I have one 13 years old kid, and I did not get to convince him to to make one model yet. I try, but it's
Yeah.
not easy. It's not easy.
No.
So
No.
we have to think in the future, maybe with some different approaches. Are we gonna attract some young people?
I mean,
That's,
we've spoke about on sort of various other interviews and stuff with people. We've sort of what you've just said. We've sort of hit on before, where like like a standard sort of question is like, where do you see like the future of modeling going? And a lot of people, the sort of with the 3D printing side of it, the sort of, I mean, I think that's going to play a massive part in the future of modeling. And I mean, do you like yourself think that that's probably, as a manufacturer sort of thing, do you think that that might come in at one point where you can say buy a file and actually print the kit yourself, or you know,
I think that is the way in the future. I think we have to go there, but at the moment we have some issues to solve, like the decals, the clear
yeah,
parts.
yeah.
But I think we that is the road that we have to walk, and at the
But I
end, I
mean,
think
do you think that that would probably attract, because I mean, like your teenagers out, from my sort of personal experience, it's all technology, and I mean, which is great, but that sort of side of it leads more to the technology side of things. And I think in the future, that's probably sort of how they'll want to go, as well as,
yes,
how we need to go as,
yes, I think so. I think that the 3D will give us that dimension that we need in the future, and maybe we can. I don't know. It's ideas. We can complementary the file with a video game, with a,
yeah,
a more interactive uh, idea of modeling. Some so that they can do their own decoration, livery. Don't know yet, but
yeah,
somewhere here, I think is the answer.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And also, we've had quite a lot of people. I mean, obviously, you've only released the Sierra and that up to yet, but with, I mean, well, Ford certainly over here is like a massive following, and people we've had quite a few people asking whether you've actually thought of or considered releasing sort of aftermarket products for your kit. Like as the rally car, it's only got one mirror, to like do door mirrors, so people can actually make a road going version of that car, really.
well, like I told you, I put the passion on it, but of
Yeah.
course, this is a business,
Yes.
and we do a little study of which car gives us the best business opportunity. So
Yeah.
we know that Sierra has plenty of liveries,
Yeah.
and a few versions and road versions. So that's why one of the reasons we choose the Sierra model, and
Mm.
we think that. And we know that some brands of aftermarkets, because we have to work with the aftermarkets brands,
Yeah.
because other way alone we don't sell kits. We have
Yeah.
to cooperate. So
Yeah.
we think with the Sierra model kit, we give them a base to
Yeah.
work and launch trans kits and aftermarket parts
Yeah.
and several levers that will help all of
Yeah.
us.
I mean, we've seen, to be fair, I mean, the liveries that you did, killer. I think you've nailed it on the ones that But I mean, I have, there was obviously a lot of people bringing some decal sets and stuff out because I've seen some great, versions of it. So hopefully in the future, then somebody might bring, like the actual interior kit out and the road going wing mirrors or wheels or. Yeah, we'll have to see then. Hopefully.
Yes, I think there are some brands that are designing it at the moment.
That's
For the road version.
Hopefully,
Yes.
then. Fingers crossed.
One of the problems they find, and that's our guilt, was the headlights.
Yes.
And in the future, we didn't see it when we designed the parts of the kit.
Yeah.
But we are learning. Was our first model, so
you've nailed it, mate. You've nailed it. There's no, no. But I mean, I think it's just the general. A lot of people sort of the V that. I mean, me personally, I've had the Sierra Cosworth, back in the day, and I think a lot of people sort of have, and just thought, when they've actually seen the model and thought, I could make it look like my old one, or
Yes.
So hopefully, well, we'll see what comes.
And like I told you, the headlights was not easy now to move it from the kit and replace for the normal headlights of the road version, and that's one of the issues that the aftermarket brands are trying to solution right now. So, but we are learning, and in the future, when we have a road car that with other headlights, we of course gonna do a spare part is gonna be more easy.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll cheer a lot of people up. And like, I mean, this is a sort of crucial question for me: is have you got any plans in the future to sort of go into the 12 scale market?
The 112.
Yes.
Of course, it's in our perspective, but I think we are too young company to give big steps in one time. We prefer baby steps, one step at a time. For example, we love to launch 3-4 kits by year, but we know that we are only have the capacity to do one by year, and because we want to do it with quality. And for the Sierra, for example, it takes a little long, but we thought, okay, it's gonna be our first model, or we do it with quality, or it's better not to do it. So we take a little long to launch the Sierra, but only when we think, okay, it's perfect. If I can tell you that we sent back 5 samples of the car, of the kit. We're finding always some problems and change this, change that. We don't want this with our engineers, and say only when we thought it was good that we sent it to production. In the future, we expect to do the same with the same quality, and that's why we don't have we can not launch more than one kit by year. Of course, 112 was in our mind because these days are fashion kits. So some brands are launching or relaunching some 112 model kits. Of course, we love to have the Sierra in 112 scale. And
can you imagine?
And it's, but in the project is easy because it's only rescale the project that we have. So maybe in the future, let's
make my life, Carlos. Make my life.
Let's just put our brand with some stability, and then we think in 112, and to be honest, I think in another scale that no one does model kits 118.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good scale as well.
I thought in my head before 112. I think for us the road is 118 if we want to
Yeah.
do something
Yeah.
bigger.
No, I mean it is a nice scale, to be fair, and like you say, nobody else does it, do they? You know,
Yeah.
I mean the closest obviously is the 16th scale, and I mean they're just a nice size, aren't they?
Mhm.
You know, so it's you're not no, brilliant, really exciting times. So the other question that I've been asked to ask is after the Sleeker and the Escort that you've got planned, is there many more kits lined up for the future? Have you got any sort of strong ideas? I mean, obviously, you've
Yes,
probably keep a lot under your cap, but
we already announced some models in the future. So after now is the Celica. After the Escort WRC that we thought the trans kit that exists doesn't do justice to the real car, so we're gonna do it. Uh, and then after we announced as well the Citroën,
yeah,
the C4,
yeah,
because we thought, we know there are the LR kit,
yeah,
but
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest, it's not a very high quality model kit. They have
yeah,
some mistakes, and in this Citroën we want to, because we know it's already a R1 model kit, we want to improve even more,
yeah,
and we are working to make this model kit with open hood, open bonnet, and engine on it. So we are trying to make it this way. Let's not open doors, because
yeah,
open doors, as you see, if you know the kit, the Ford Focus of single R
yeah.
in the past, you have some stability problems because the open doors don't give the stability that the plastic needs to fit well.
Okay.
So the wood is more easy, and we want to bring it with the engine, the most detailed engine we can do. So we think it's an improvable, and we have some ideas, but we are
Fantastic.
trying to put it in each new kit to make a position in this brand and make our own way.
Well, I'm sure that's going to make a lot of people very happy, Carlos, to be fair. And
Also,
one of the other questions that we've had in is, would you consider building some classic models as well as present day, including the likes of like the Aston Martin DB5s or Ferrari Dinos or LMs, that sort of thing? And I mean, like a big part of our market, and a lot of people are asking for like the Mark II Escort
mhm.
and
Well,
1700 and all that sort of stuff, really.
well, like I told you, my era of rally, I started seeing rallies in the Group B. I was five,
Yeah,
6 years old
yeah,
when I saw it pass the first time, the Audi, because I'm here near. I live near one of the stages of Rally Portugal. So
I mean, like the
and all,
RS200s and 6R4s, proper. Oh,
yeah, and then when I was 6, I was at night in the forest with my dad, and I see it pass the first time. And the flames go out, and okay, it was an instant passion. But my era of rally was the Group A, because when when I was a teenager, it was the Group A.
yeah,
So I think there are some few cars left to do in the Group A. Of course, we thought about the classics. But like I told you, we have several ideas, we have several projects, but
I know it's sort of, it
just
seems
hope
like
to
I'm
have,
sort of, but these are just questions that our viewers have asked, I think,
yeah,
because obviously people build different things, don't they? And I mean,
yes,
they're
of
that
course.
sort of impressed by your kits that they're hoping that somebody eventually is going to bring.
Yes, we're gonna go there, but like I told you, we are went down in the group A, and then of course we have ideas to do lots of cars, but unfortunately we just can do one by here, and I hope to be. I hope to live long to do all the projects I have in my head. You know.
I think we all hope to live a long time to get through the stash we've got, don't we, as well? So adding to it. So we've got literally a couple more little questions, Carlos. And it's what is your favourite time period in like the motor sort of industry? You know, what was, well, I think you've pretty much just answered it, but what was like the biggest sort of impact on you personally that made you sort of get into loving cars? Like I said, I think you've just pretty much answered it.
I think I answered in the
Yeah,
previous question, but yes, was the first car that impressed me was the Audi with Michel Mouton
oh,
when
yeah,
she wins the Portugal Rally. Well, for us
absolutely incredible
was
lady.
amazing. And I was a little child, but I remember. My dream at that time was be a rally driver, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, definitely,
uh,
definitely.
because I think all of us like to drive and like cars, so where's my passion born, and then uh, I don't know. I love the Group A era, the Celica of Carlos Sainz, the Delta, of course. Lancia
Yeah,
Lancia was a dream for all of us. So that
yeah,
was my then Subaru,
yeah,
Ford, well,
yeah.
all these brands. Um, so that but the Audi with Michel Mouton was my passion born. So
She was incredible.
and from there,
My final question that people have been asking is, what is your all-time favorite car?
my favorite old time car.
Yeah, if you.
That's difficult. That's very difficult because I don't know. By one way or other, we the ones that love cars not love
That's
one
it.
car,
Yeah,
love
I know. I
several
know.
cars. I like I told you, I love the Lancia, but I love the Celica too.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah.
Subaru, the Mitsubishi Lancer.
If you
I
had
don't
to
know
have one car,
if
you
I
could have
have
any
to.
car there was, and you had to have one to last you for life, what would it be? That's the sort of basics of it. It's,
My dream car to buy and drive.
yes. If you could have anything, what is your
I
favorite? What would it be?
I know what will be the Ferrari F40.
Oh,
Nice,
very nice.
nice.
That I was desperate try to find one kit of the Fujimi to build the one for me, and I can find it anywhere.
We'd have to find somebody that makes kits, aren't we? That's what we need. Yeah, we do. We're desperate for a good F40. We are, I must admit. So
That is one that is in my head too.
absolutely brilliant, Carlos. Thank you very much. That's my questions over. Whether Paul and Joe's got any
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, I got one. I'm just trying to get all the spotlights off. 2 seconds.
Okay,
Bloody hell. So we can all appear again.
that's it.
We all back? There
Yeah.
we go. Oh, my camera's off. There we go. Right, I've got one question. You don't have to answer, Carlos, but I'm just interested because, like Jamie, I'm a huge Ford fan, massive Ford fan. So, another company a few years back re-released Tamiya's Escort Cosworth with the whale tail, the picnic table. I
Yes,
believe I've heard they're going to re-release it again very soon. Do you think D models at some point might release the 3-door Sierra Cosworth as maybe a rally car, which has not been done before.
You mean the kid's car?
The 3-door Sierra, the original Cosworth.
Oh, the three
With the
Sierra.
whale tail, the picnic table on the back.
The RS500.
RS500, yeah.
Well,
we'll keep poking for answers. We'll keep poking or planting seeds. Anyway.
we love to do it because if you know, I don't know if you know the history of rallies in Portugal. We have a very well-known rally team, DModelkits. They have amazing liveries, and of course that is one of the cars that is in our heads. I don't know if we're gonna do it, but we have a list. To be honest, we have a list for the next 20 years. So
there is also currently an actual petition going round for a number of modelers, including people out of our own group, who are approaching some of the Chinese companies who make the resin kits to try and get the. Do you know the Mark III Escort R1700T? The Ford Pro. Do you know the Ford Escort RS1700T? It was the Mark III Escort 4-wheel drive project. Well, they've got about 50 names down for that now. So that another potential future project for yourselves as well, because the cars that no other manufacturer will produce because it's
200 as well have been.
That's supposed to be coming out in the next couple of years, but it's supposed to have been coming out for the past 3 years as well from other companies. Yeah. So okay. Yes, you have an endless list just from me and Jamie in here, just from me and Jamie.
Your kids, your grandkids, they're all going to have to be into this business.
Everyone. Of course, we are a brand like Tamiya. We launched this 20 years list. 2 years.
Yeah, well, you're doing now what we was hoping for 20 years ago. So it's fantastic. Really good.
Thank you.
You got anything, Joe?
I do actually. Carlos, how do you decide how much detail you put into a kit? Like, there's got to be at some point of a manufacturing and engineering point where how much detail you actually put into a kit. Like I look at an AMT kit and one of your kits, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, how do you decide what parts to pull out in detail?
Well, it's easy. I'm a modeler too, and we love detail. Yeah. So one of my objectives was we're gonna detail the cars that we're gonna produce, because we see this as a modeler perspective. So being a modeler helped me to know or think to know what modelers want. So and we all love detailing and historic realism. So sometimes the difficult part is to stop. Because let's add this, let's add that, and sometimes the problem is the scale. Like if we are going to, like we told before, the 1/18 scale, for example, well, we can add some more details and do a lot of different things. But we think in 1/24, we have detailed the kit really with nice details. I don't know. I hope to hear from you.
I say we cannot fault the kit. It's fantastic.
Brilliant.
So there's different aspects that you got to figure out what scale works well for what detail and everything else. So there's many factors, I guess, in deciding how much detail you put into a kit then.
Yes, but the main of it is the scale, because some details in 1/24 is not possible to do.
Yeah.
because they lose the quality, the realism. They are so tiny at in 124. You don't see it. So for me, the big detailing problem is the scale.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely fantastic.
Also, how many kits, like you say you're going to release the Sierra, so how many Sierra kits would you release at a time? Or in a year's time, would you produce a set amount, or would you just keep producing as many as you can in that year's time?
Well, we launch 6K of the Sierra. So by now we have the molds, we have all the project done. When the Sierra sold out, and if was search for it, of course we can do another edition.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, maybe with some new decals, I don't know. But the license and is for we have the license for several years, so that is not a problem.
So the license is a time period, not a production amount.
No, it's a time period. Yes.
Time period. Good. Very good.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
Yeah, are you done, Joe?
Yep.
Excellent. Fantastic questions, Jamie. Excellent
Carlos.
interview, Carlos. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very
It
much.
was an honor and a pleasure, and thanks for this invitation.
No problem. Thank you for releasing that iconic kit to the market for us. Definitely.
Thanks for your words.
There we
I'm
go.
sure the viewers will love it, Carlos.
They
Thank
will.
you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, buddy. Right.